Hello everyone. This is Sandal Bihalal, or in Bahasa is Sandal dengan label halal, and welcome to my presentation. Enjoy. First one is the introduction. Going back a little bit to 2019, in the Global Islamic Economic Report, it's counted about 1.8 billion consumer of the halal industry, and it was being projected by 2050 growing to 2.76 billion. And it was huge. In the halal fashion industry itself, Indonesia was ranked third with a total expenditure of 16 billion US dollar. And in its journey, halal has become a measure of product quality and lifestyle. And in the Journal of Abdurrahman said that halal forms a perception in a person's mind that is cleaner and healthier. And statistically, halal fashion industry in Indonesia is contribute for 18% and with 1.35 till 1.34 consistency. And the ministry said that they estimate the contribution of the Muslim fashion sector to the GDP of the fashion subsector is 28.9% in 2016. The GIE score of modest fashion industry still have a remarkable growing by years. This one of a proof that halal market is not only concerned in food but also non-food sectors, including the fashion industry. And on the website in MUI explaining welcoming the enactment of Undang-Undang Nomor 33 Tahun 2014 tentang jaminan produk halal, which contains mandatory provision for halal certification, including for used good. A number of producers have obtained halal certificates from MUI. These include refrigerators, halal cooking utensil, halal tissue, halal sandal, halal paper, halal wall paint, and adult diapers. Therefore, MUI has granted halal certification to a variety of non-food halal goods, including the fashion items. Homiped is a well-known local product, so it will be a shame if it couldn't compete with similar brands on the market in Indonesia. In response to the growing growth of the halal market in Indonesia, in 2020, Homiped launched the Homiped Ladies to become a pioneer in manufacturing halal certified sandals for women. And the question is, why must halal label sandals to be analyzed? LP POM MUI on its website explaining there is some process in producing wearable products that involves plants or animals materials, and according to the Sharia principles, being free from unclean materials, this is the certification also to meet the regulation. It is what Deputy Director of LP POM MUI for Auditing and Halal Assurance System said. To add the information, Hanafi and Nurdin in 2020 stated, types of good that must be labeled halal are clothing containing or made of animals. Then the problem arises when the majority of research on halal product purchase intention has focused on halal cuisine or cosmetics and personal care. And there is small amount of research that explore halal products in the context of non-food halal other than cosmetics. And lastly, researchers have not found any research that related to this halal labeled women sandals. And in the context of non-food halal product category, other than cosmetic, as a result, in the context of minimal engagement, the staple of non-food and non-cosmetic product category represented by sandals is a noteworthy degree. For an additional information and consideration, the top brand index showing that Homiped has a fluctuative index among the competitors, and in 2020, Homiped launched sandal innovation with halal certification for Indonesian women. Independent research conducted on this halal sandal innovation resulting in varied consumer reaction. It was really variative from the good until the skepticism commenced. And this will be the research question. The first one is, what are the most critical factors affecting attitudes toward halal label sandals? The second one is, what are the most significant factors influencing purchase intention of halal label sandals? And the third one is, does attitude mediates the relationship between knowledge, subjective norm, religiosity, and perceived usefulness of halal label sandals? And the research objective will be to identify which the most critical factors affecting attitudes toward halal label sandals, and the second one is to identify what is the most significant factor influencing purchase intention of halal label sandals, and the last is to examine whether attitude mediate the relationship between knowledge, subjective norm, religiosity, and perceived usefulness of halal label sandals. Research have a scope and limitation by geographic, and it open up to any gender, and it's bought and used sandal but never buy halal label sandals. These are the variables that used in this research. This is the proposed conceptual framework modified from Buskitsa and Hananto in 2020 and Predagarg and Joshi in 2018. After reviewing the literature about research of halal, the proposed hypotheses are, and the total hypothesis, there will be 8 hypotheses. We determine the research approach in this particular research, and the researcher used quantitative approach and the survey method that will be used in the online questionnaire, which is Google Form. And for the sampling method itself, it used a purposive sampling because lack of sampling from end as well as cost and time constraint. Then the population of this study was defined in Muslim in Indonesia, and have bought and used sandal but haven't buy halal label sandals. And it should be noted that the authors included the screening question to ensure that the respondents were Muslim women who had personally selected and purchased the focal product category based on their decision. And the data will be analyzed in PLS SEN. According to the data, the highest number of respondents aged 39 till 45 years is 73 people, and it was 28.1%, and followed by the age more than 46 years. The most respondents were females, and it was 64.2%, and the rest is male. These findings indicate that women with total expenditure around 3 until 6 million dominate the market for halal labeled sandals. So the results are not significantly different from the men. The question given to the respondent, are you a Muslim? And a total of 259 people are Muslim, and the rest is non-Muslim. So the data that being processed become 259 data. So for the discussion of the analysis, the first hypothesis, knowledge has a positive impact on attitudes toward halal label sandals. These findings of the study revealed that sentiments about sandals bearing the halal certification are not positively influenced by knowledge, or it was the first hypothesis was being rejected. So go to the next hypothesis. The second one, subjective norm has a positive impact on attitudes toward halal labeled sandals. This result explains that the increase in subjective norm will increase the attitude toward halal labeled sandals. And in the other words, the second hypothesis is accepted. Going on to the third hypothesis, subjective norm has a positive impact on intention purchase toward halal labeled sandals. This result found that there was no influence between subjective norm on intention to purchase toward halal label sandal, or in the other words, the third hypothesis is rejected. And for the next hypothesis, religiosity has a positive impact on attitude toward halal label sandal. This result explained that the increasing religiosity of a person will increase the attitude toward halal label sandal, and the hypothesis is accepted. And for the next hypothesis, religiosity has a positive impact on intention purchase toward halal labeled sandals. The result of this study is that religiosity has no effect on intention purchase toward halal labeled sandal. And in the other words, the fifth hypothesis was being rejected. And going on to the next hypothesis, perceived usefulness has a positive impact on attitude toward halal labeled sandals. This result explains that the increase of perceived usefulness will increase the attitude towards halal labeled sandals. And the next hypothesis, perceived usefulness has a positive impact on intention to purchase toward halal labeled sandals. This result explain that the increasing purchase usefulness, perceived usefulness, will increase the intention to purchase halal label sandals, or in the other word, the seventh hypothesis it was accepted. And the last one, the attitude toward halal label sandal has a positive impact on intention toward halal label sandals. This finding is consistent with Rizky Tisha and Hananto in 2020, who discovered that the attitude toward goods labeled as halal positive impact on consumer intention to purchase. Or in the other word, the last hypothesis, it was being accepted. And the conclusion, what are the most critical factors affecting attitudes toward halal label sandals? The factors strongly influenced toward halal label sandal is perceived usefulness, and followed by subjective norm and religiosity. And for the next research question, what are the most significant factors influencing purchase intention of halal label sandals? The perceived usefulness and attitude as the most significant factors influencing the purchase intention, and attitude is the most impactful variable toward halal label sandals. As attitude mediate the relationship between knowledge and subjective norm, religiosity, and perceived usefulness of halal label sandal, the result of the study found that the attitude mediates subjective norm, religiosity, and perceived usefulness and on purchase intention of halal labeled sandals. And this is the recommendation for the future research, because these results have a limitation, only examining products with halal label, namely sandals. And based on the result of study, subjective norm, religiosity, and perceived usefulness have an effect increasing attitudes toward halal label sandals. And it is advised that future researchers be able to look at other items that marketed as halal and are available in Indonesia. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation. Hope it brings many goods for you, and I hope you are in a good health. Thank you.